Module 13, Medical Examination Report Form Summary. This module will review the components of the Medical Examination Report Form since proper completion is integral to each DOT examination and questions on the NRCME exam will cover this form. Section 1 is for recording driver information and health history. The driver completes these sections with the exception of the Driver ID Verified By field. A complete physical examination is required for new certification and recertification. Any individual can request and be given a Federal Motor Carrier Safety Administration physical examination. A person must be at least 21 years of age to operate a commercial motor vehicle in interstate commerce. A person operating a commercial motor vehicle in interstate commerce must be medically examined, carry an original or copy of the medical examiner certificate while driving, and be currently licensed. The health history is an essential part of the driver physical examination. Are there limitations resulting from a current or past medical history? Are there symptoms indicating that the additional testing or evaluation is needed? Discuss the safety implications of the effects or side effects of prescription or over-the-counter medications and supplements. Ensure that the driver signs and dates the medical evaluation report form. By signing the form, the driver certifies that the information and history are complete and true. The driver's signature also acknowledges that providing inaccurate or false information or omitting information could invalidate the medical examiner certificate. A civil penalty may be levied against the driver who provides a false or intentionally incomplete medical history. Everything above the driver's signature should be completed by the driver. As the medical examiner, you must clarify yes answers. Document significant findings of the health history in the comments section below the signature of the driver. The results of the 4 required tests, blood pressure pulse, urinalysis, vision, and hearing, are recorded in Section 2 of the Medical Examination Report Form. Abnormal test results may disqualify a driver or indicate that additional evaluation or testing is needed. Drug and alcohol testing are not required for the driver physical examination unless findings indicate that they are needed to determine medical fitness for duty. As discussed, the standard for vision and hearing are per regulation and not subject to the discretion of the examiner. The medical examiner, or a licensed ophthalmologist or optometrist, can examine and certify vision test results. Visual acuity is measured in each eye individually and both eyes together. The standards are as follows: distant visual acuity of at least 20/40 Snellen in each eye, with or without corrective lenses; distant binocular visual acuity of at least 24 in both eyes, with or without corrective lenses; and a field of vision of at least 70 degrees in the horizontal meridian in each eye. Color vision must be sufficient to recognize and distinguish traffic signals and devices showing the standard red, amber, and green colors. When corrective lenses are used to meet vision qualification requirements, the corrective lenses must be used while driving. A driver with monocular vision who is otherwise medically qualified may apply for a federal vision exemption. The driver with a federal vision exemption may be certified for up to 1 year. To qualify, the driver must meet the hearing requirement of either the forced whisper test or the audiometric test in 1 ear. The requirement for the forced whisper test is to first perceive a forced whispered voice in 1 ear at not less than 5 feet. The requirement for the audiometric test is to have an average hearing loss in 1 ear less than or equal to 40 decibels, based on averaging the results of 500, 1000, and 2000 Hertz. The driver who uses a hearing aid to meet the hearing qualification requirements must wear a hearing aid while driving. Record pulse rate and rhythm on the medical evaluation report form. Blood pressure readings are defined as 140 to 159 systolic over 90 to 99 systolic as stage 1 hypertension, 160 to 179 over 100 to 109 as stage 2 hypertension, greater than or equal to 180 over 110 is stage 3 hypertension. The driver with hypertension and a blood pressure less than 140 over 90 may be certified for up to 1 year. Confirm an elevated blood pressure with a second blood pressure later in the examination. Record the results of the required dipstick urinalysis in the testing section of the medical examination report form. The dipstick urinalysis must measure specific gravity and test for protein, blood, and glucose in the urine. Positive test results may indicate that additional evaluation is needed. Attach copies of additional test results and interpretation reports to the medical examination report form. The physical examination, at a minimum, should be as thorough as that outlined in the medical examination report form. Note any abnormal findings, including the safety implications, even if not disqualifying. Inform the driver of any abnormal findings and, as needed, advise the driver to obtain follow-up evaluation. Physical examination may indicate the need for additional evaluation and tests. Specialists, such as cardiologists and endocrinologists, may perform additional medical evaluation, but it is the medical examiner who decides if the driver is medically qualified to drive. Document the certification decision, including the rationale for any decision that does not concur with the recommendations. Document the certification decision in the space provided for certification status. Determination pending is used when a medical examiner examines a driver and needs more information to make a qualification decision. Using this category provides the medical examiner with up to 45 days to collect the information needed to make a qualification decision. Incomplete examination allows the medical examiner to submit examination results for a driver whose medical evaluation was not completed. This includes a driver who may have decided during the examination that he or she did not want to continue the examination and left the medical examiner's office. Submitting this type of examination result alerts the FMCSA to the possibility of a driver visiting more than one medical examiner to receive a specific desired examination result. Certify if the driver meets all the standards. The maximum length of time a driver can be medically certified is 2 years. The driver who must wear corrective lenses, a hearing aid, or have a skill performance evaluation certificate may be certified for up to 2 years when there are no other conditions that require periodic monitoring. Certify for less than 2 years as needed to monitor medical fitness for duty. Disqualifying the driver. The driver does not meet the standards. Do not issue a medical examiner certificate. Discuss the disqualification decision with the driver, including what the driver can do to meet the federal qualification requirements for commercial drivers. Certification and recertification occur only when the medical examiner determines that the driver is medically fit for duty in accordance with the federal qualification requirements for commercial drivers. Provide the medical examiner certificate to the qualified driver. Ensure that the date entered is the date of the physical examination. The expiration date should be consistent with the medical examiner report form certification status and cannot exceed 2 years from the date of the examination. The driver must sign the medical examiner certificate. The certificate expires at midnight on the date of expiration. There is no grace period. The examiner may provide a copy of the medical examiner certificate to a current or prospective employer. For all drivers examined, the medical examiner should retain a copy of the medical examination report for at least 3 years from the date of the examination. If the driver is certified as physically qualified, then the medical examiner should also retain the medical examiner certificate for at least 3 years from the date the certificate was issued. Submit Form MCSA 5850 electronically for each driver examined by midnight local time of the next calendar day following the examination via the National Registry website. The form must include all information specified for each medical examination conducted for any driver who is required to be examined by a medical examiner listed on the National Registry of Certified Medical Examiners. If no exams were performed by you during a month, that also must be reported. This concludes Module 13.